Go install stuff. Anyway. We'll call the meeting in order.
Okay, now that Tom's here.
Yeah, Tom's here.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom, come on in. So you've got a copy of the agenda there in front of you. We'll wait for Tom to sit down. He can settle in, but take a look at that. As I said, unfortunately, the mayor had a work engagement that's made him go over time, so we're just going to get the meeting started. Any questions or additions to the agenda for today's meeting? Otherwise, look for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Tom. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Thank you, Beth. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Same sign. Motion carries. Then you've got a copy of the minutes there. Any questions about the minutes?
I read through them. I'd motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion by Tom.
Second.
We have a second. Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Motion carries. We'll move down the agenda there, right into the financials. Go ahead, Ian.
All right, so yeah, I did get the financial reports added yesterday, just since the first of the month was yesterday, and now we're at the second of the month in June. So, yeah, let's see all the financial reports. If there's any questions about any of those items, let's see. I don't know that I have anything in particular to highlight.
I did have a couple, or two questions. One was,
Yes.
was there, have there been any updates on the Chaotic Good Brewing?
I have no updates on that.
Last thing we heard was they were going through bankruptcy, personal and of business bankruptcy there.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't think we've received any updates from the city attorney.
Okay. And then otherwise, I mean, I know that we ended up shifting it over to like a tax assessment, but I was curious if there'd been any,
I don't think we were able to actually accomplish that.
on the concrete stuff?
Well, the concrete, yes.
Yeah,
not
that's what I was
oh,
talking
okay,
about.
sorry. Yeah, we'd reached out to the owner for Chaotic Good, but he never, as far as I know, came in and signed off on changing it over to an assessment as opposed to a loan, right, Ian?
That one, yes, that one did get assessed.
Well, the concrete, but not the Chaotic Good.
Right. Yep. We tried that, but
Yeah, it didn't happen.
they said they couldn't do that.
Yeah. So the bank is paying the arrears utilities on that, though, so that is good with Chaotic
Okay,
Good. But,
good.
yeah, back to your concrete question. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just curious if, I know that one had gotten switched to the assessment, but I was curious if there had been any motion on that, just more from the perspective of being I mean, it would be nice to see that redeveloped into
Yeah.
someday somehow, right?
You know, I know we've talked about that, and I mean, it is a nice parcel. There's about 4 acres, and we think there may be about 2.5 that's usable on that after there's some stormwater mitigation and some cleanup probably that'd be required. But that has been part of a long legal process for him, and I think he's in a court battle right now with People's Co-op, I think, it's the last time I heard. So, because they had given him a pretty good size federal grant or loan, so, yeah.
Was that, were we thinking we were potentially, like, was that in arrears on real estate taxes, though?
I think they are. I don't think he's paid the last 2 or 3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So that one, like you said, is probably a matter of time when that transacts, but that's the legalities involved, and I don't know. And I don't know how that would all work out with putting claims on it too. Is so. The man's never was a resident. Currently is out of state, I think, for what I've seen on social media. So. Questions? Any other questions on the financials? All right, we'll keep on moving down. Coordinators report.
All right, coordinators report. Just a couple of things. I did include some descriptions of the 2 applications that we have, and I'll get into those later on in the agenda. But I did want to bring up the one piece about advertising for the new technical assistance program. I did talk to Jess, our utility billing specialist, about the option of sending out some sort of flyer for that in the utility bills like we did last summer for the workshop series. She said it would be like $500 to $900 depending upon like how complicated or colorful the flyer is. So I mean, we could go that option. I don't know if like direct mailing. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't know how, but I think going with the utility bills, it's maybe probably a better option, A, because it would be cheaper than sending out like a postcard or something else.
I mean, that's such a undirected thing, and I mean, it works okay with postcards, like, for example, when the school sent out their survey, because so many people are in the school district.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think it's kind of hard when you're targeting 10% of that group and you're sending out all those notices. So I think you're probably right if there's a lower cost way to do it. Like, I don't know, Beth, how much, I mean, do you know how much did it cost to send out?
Our
postcards?
survey cost about $2,400 total.
Just a whole district? Because we probably wouldn't do the whole district for
You gotta
us.
remember, we did the cheap route, though. We just postcard with a Scantron, I mean.
Sure, that's probably the most cost-effective way to do it. Yeah, to try and provide a link to your,
We had paper ones in the office that
Sure.
if, you like to do it that way. I won't say which generation likes that, but there's a certain one that love to come in and fill them out. We're the same, we're okay, we're good.
we love paper here. It's, we're from the government, so anyways, but, no, I guess, yeah.
That survey, for us, it's very valuable. You'd have to just put the value on
Yeah.
that information. Is
I'm not sure if that many people actually look at the utility bill on the other side either, though. You know what I mean, Ian?
Yeah.
I mean, I would almost, so we did the direct mailer for Hometown Holidays, right?
Right. Yeah.
It was okay, I thought. And that one there was quite a bit more. That was just a broad, right? Like our target market was people, right? Like it was very broad, right? This is really pretty focused. I'm wondering if it would be better to have a more targeted marketing strategy.
Sure.
For example, like I just think of like the people are going to go see that would be like, oh, you know what, this might be a good fit. And that's going to be people like, like say like Scott, right? Like with, if I'm opening my business, I'm like, you know what, I need a new general liability policy. Or if I'm opening a storefront, I'm probably going to go talk to, John or somebody at KMTEL about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to talk to, somebody like me or Lisa or, whoever from, from one of your banks. So, I mean, that would maybe be more of just like a targeted thing to like a couple of kind of service providers,
Sure.
local, that we kind of know, like, hey, these are likely points of contact that are gonna get hit when somebody's starting a business or is running a business. Because I know that I have people that are in and they'll ask things like, how do I do more marketing, or I'm thinking of opening a business. How do I want to talk to you at the bank about, and they will just come in, have these super broad.
I think that's a good point from Tom, though. I mean, is because if you can keep it to a lower level, like you can say, hey, here's our flyer. Maybe if you can reach out to we've got a couple different banks, MBT, Alaris, the ones in town, KMTEL, right, where they maybe make a contact and say, hey, I'm starting a business. I need good Wi-Fi or whatever. I need my internet. And if you could keep it to those specific groups where you could have information that they could share, where they could say, hey, the city has this program, that might be a more specific way of doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the chamber, give them a copy of something, and then they can push that a little bit for their businesses that are in the chamber. But if you're already in the chamber, then you're going to see it, right? That's the thing. It's like, that's probably our one customers probably did hear it from somehow through the chamber, I'm guessing. It's the people that don't really know about the chamber or don't know about that yet that we want to try and hit too. So, yeah, I mean, that's a really good point, though, because, everyone's going to have to go to the bank. They're going to have to go get their Wi-Fi hooked up. We can have stuff available here for when they hook up their utilities. If somebody comes in and says, hey, I'm starting a business on the store, like a storefront, for example, that's an easy one, where we can say, hey, here's this program, just like we do our welcome bags, but those are generic. This would be more specific to, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else who would be a good.
Accountants.
Yeah, maybe an accountant, like if somebody's
Accountants and
connecting
attorneys.
in town here. We've got a
Yeah.
couple good accountancies. So, that's only like 10 that you could focus your flyers at and say, hey, I really need to brief these 10 groups so they know. It's not going to be perfect, but.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily do a mailer. I would just pop in there and be like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe you just take a bunch of flyers, go to the bank and say, hey, we have this program.
Yeah.
Would you mind, like, having them available? If somebody comes in, they can reach out to us. You know what I mean?
Yep. I think that, and that's, the cost on that's negligible, right? Like it's,
Right.
so I would start there just because I think also if I'm getting, so you get so many of these like, oh, here's opportunity for money, here's an opportunity for something free. A lot of times I assume, well, too good to be true, I'm gonna throw it away. And so I do think if they come and, and to the bank and I say, no, I know the city has this program, that also has a lot more credibility behind it, and they're going to actually be like, oh, no, this seems real then, and we'll follow it. So that also will help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
it worth
that makes-
adding to the application how you found out about it? That way you can kind of track.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good idea.
I like that.
Where'd you hear about it?
Because how did Becca hear about it?
She was at the chamber meeting
Okay.
when I presented it, yes.
But yeah, no, that's good to follow up, to kind of track, because if there's a better way for us to communicate, I mean, you could do a video yourself talking about the program,
Oh, boy, yes.
and then we could post it to the Facebook page for the city, or post it to our city, YouTube account. That could be something, updates from Ian. I like that. That sounds really good.
I was
Should probably be doing that every month, really, Ian.
Not
But
a video. I mean, you could do a video, but just a social media post. That's pretty low.
yeah, social media posts for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Post, you could boost it. You could.
I like the video idea though too.
Yeah, I mean,
that's-
videos.
Yeah.
Videos perform a lot better, so I'm not knocking that. But
Yeah, I did just come across a promo video from 2003 or something for the city of Casson, so it was fun to watch that. Pick out one or two people who I recognize, but just
be great.
it was fun.
No, I think those are some good ideas. So
Okay, yeah, that's all good. Makes sense. Thank you.
anything else you got updates for?
Nope.
All right. What are you working on this month?
Well, other than the 2 applications that we have, let's see. I've been looking into the columbarium for the cemetery. That's an option that we've, well, not the EDA necessarily, but city level, we're considering, since there's no columbaria in the cemetery right now, and
What is, I
Be for people who have cremations.
yeah, so the
Gotcha.
columbaria is the thing, is the structure, it's like a locker,
yeah,
basically.
those little okay, I've
Where you
got a
put it in.
grandpa into one of those. Yeah.
Sure.
And of course, cremations are becoming only more and more popular every year, and we don't really have a way to. I mean, you can still inter the urns in a regular plot, but some people like the columbaria instead. So.
And you're seeing some more development pressure too.
And I'm seeing more development pressure too. Yes, we did have a meeting with the Schramm folks to talk about their second phase of development. So they've got their current phase right now is in the northwest side of town, off of the old dump road and south of the transfer station. So that's where they're putting in 108 townhomes or something right there. But then
And people started moving in yesterday, right?
people are
Flew
starting-
through that, by the way. I
Yes.
drive by that every day
It
from my
is.
house, and
It is a sight. Yeah. So then they also own some land just to the east of that, so it would be more off of Highway 57. And so they talked to us about, more development there. And for that site, they want to do a combination of more housing and a few commercial sites as well. So they did mention that they had one commercial tenant in mind. They didn't say who, but that's what they said. And they're being required to, punch that road through to connect to Highway 57 anyways.
Right.
So I think, once that road is established, it should help getting that parcel developed as well, since that's a pretty large hurdle to overcome, is having access to Highway 57. So they haven't submitted anything official for that yet, but we could see something coming hopefully in the near future.
First phase was mostly, you're renting those townhomes, right?
Yeah, so it was
second
all
phase
of the
be the same?
townhomes were rentals, and then they had a few
They had 11
single-family
single-family
homes.
lots, yep.
Those were owner-occupied. The second phase, I think they were still looking at whether they would have those be rentals.
I don't know if they're rentals or they're going to be owner occupied, but I think they're
that was-
looking at more like maybe a duplex model or something like that, or a townhome model for that. So, and Schrader, has he started his development on the southwest?
Yeah, so they're working on the community center that they're building for the Windsor Court expansion. They haven't submitted any building permits for any of the manufactured homes yet.
The roads or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay. But that's probably coming. I mean, I know that if
Probably
you go on the
coming
backside of the
soon.
cemetery, that you can see
Yeah.
the building's already
I
up,
mean,
so.
yeah, we did have the pre-con meeting and everything, so they should be,
They're working with DeCook for most of that, or?
yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Well, that's exciting, too. What was the time frame did he give you on that? Do you remember?
I don't remember offhand.
Okay.
Let's see.
But I mean, you're anticipating a lot of that construction to be this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
That, and then, what else?
Fourth Avenue
Fourth
Lane
Avenue
apartments.
Lane Apartments,
Poured the concrete
Poured the
driveway
concrete.
yesterday and started putting up the
balcony.
balconies, yeah, the balustrades for the balconies. So that's, I think, what are they looking at, July 1 for occupation there?
July 1st.
Yeah, so that's coming up, too.
What else?
That should be enough for now.
Okay.
Any questions for Ian on any of that? I know that the 16th Street access between 57 and the dump road is going to close here after school gets out next week, and it's going to be closed until the end of the month because they're going to be resurfacing that, putting the second lift on that. So we told them to wait until after school got out so it wouldn't interfere with the transportation routes, but so that will be closed for a little while, so,
Do have summer school, but we'll route around it.
yeah, well,
It
it's going to be
works.
closed, so you're going
I'm
to have
just-
to. Hopefully, there's not too many kids in summer school, right?
We're good.
Good. But yeah, so that will be closed for a little bit. But thankfully, after that, then it should be done.
It was good communication on that, I thought.
Yeah,
They
good.
gave us good warning and all of that, so.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you, Ian. City Administrator's Report, I've got a number of items that I've highlighted here. Obviously, the legislative session, as many of you have followed, closed out last month here. Bonding bill was created and generated. We didn't have any projects in the bonding bill, but it was interesting to see all the individual projects that did get some funding. So I know that both parties had their conventions last weekend, too. The DFL was in Rochester, and the Republicans were in Duluth. So interesting to see how everything goes at the end of this year with the elections coming up. A little electrical update. The city has just completed its contract with the People's Co-op to acquire the south third of the city of Casson. Currently, the folks down in South Fork and in the Windsor Court subdivision are they're members of the co-op, but we'll be acquiring that electric territory from them. So there's some changeover that's going to be happening there in the next couple of months. Ice Arena, we talked about that a little bit with the county, had our Ice Arena board meeting. Public safety, filing. I think most people are aware that Senator Nelson is stepping down, so they'll have potentially a primary in that race, endorsed convention there. Let's see, and Rodney Peterson also from the county is stepping down. One thing we received last Friday, notice that CHS is planning on having this be their last year for their elevator in town here. So they're going to be utilizing that elevator for the 26th season, and then in 27 they're looking at potentially selling that. They're also closing their small elevators in Wyckoff and Ostrander. It's part of their business strategy to sort of have larger locations, ones that have water access, like in Mankato and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see. I'm not sure what will happen there. I would anticipate they'd probably try to sell that site, but it also would be an intriguing redevelopment possibility. So we'll see what they end up doing there. Understandable, with the economies of scale and stuff like that as things change. Any questions for me?
I don't have a question, just an update on the ice arena. I did reach out to Dodge County Wind Project.
Sure.
They have approximately $1 million that they need to give out to organizations like hospitals, but it has to all be in Dodge County, or schools, but you can't pick individual schools. It creates inequity. So I am proposing to them possibly contributing to the Dodge County ice arena, whether it's repairs or covering our ice time. Our 2 hockey teams are amazing, but it was close to $92,000 to run those programs.
Sure.
Hockey is expensive, and when I see things like possibly needing to increase revenue, it makes me just a little bit nervous. So I guess I'm just putting it into the space. I reached out to Chase Davenhauer. He's with the Dodge County Wind Project. His actual company is Nextra.
Next arrow.
There, thank you. Apologize for my mispronunciations. But anyway, we'll see where it goes. It can't hurt.
Sure.
It fits all of the descriptions of how grant funding can be given out, because it has to impact, they like projects that are more Dodge County.
Sure.
Because it's so many schools and a city entity and a county entity. I'm hopeful. I'll keep you posted if I hear anything back. It's
Okay.
kind of slow moving, and that's how they work, but
All right.
if it helps, I mean, I know the county owns it, city helps operate it. I mean, if we can all work together and that brings down our costs, that would be helpful.
Sure. All right, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Anything else anybody has today? Questions? Otherwise, we'll move on. I think we've got two different applications here. One for a business facade improvement program grant at 507 Fast, and then we'll move to that technical assistant. But we'll do that business facade. Ian?
Yep, so I've included the application in the packet and everything. So this is for the 507 Fast gym next to the South Quick Trip and everything. The signs have already been installed, so you can see the picture included in the packet, two different signs on two different sides of the building. The total cost for all of that was $977.11. But per the rules of the program, you can request up to 50% of the cost, no more than $2,000. So the amount being requested is $488.56. This is
488.56.
yes, $488.56. So this application was the first facade grant that we've had this year. Seems like some years we've had a good number of applicants for this program. Some years were kind of lighter. This so far has been a lighter year for this program. But just my point is that there was quite a lot of funding available. So
you're recommending to approve it, even
yes,
though it was submitted late?
I am recommending to approve it. Yes.
I mean, obviously, we do encourage people to get this submitted before they do the work, because once the work's done, it's kind of, yeah. But I know in the past, we've approved some when they come in afterwards, too, so.
Yeah, I think we say, like, just so long as they submit their application, like, during the same year. I think that's how we decided to go forward
Same
with this
fiscal
program.
year or same year the work is done?
Well, for us, it wouldn't matter. It's a calendar year versus
Okay.
fiscal year, too, so.
All right.
Good question. Any questions for Ian on the facade grant, or is there anyone who wants to take any action on it?
I mean, I would make a motion to follow staff recommendation of approval, in spite of it being submitted after the
So
sign.
for 488.56? All right.
I would second that motion.
All right, so we have a motion, we have a second to approve a grant of $488.56 to the, now will this be submitted to the 507 folks or directly to the business that built the sign, Ian?
So it would go to the 507 folks, but first they have to provide like evidence showing that it's been completely been paid for.
Okay.
So it's more like a reimbursement.
Awesome, as long as we have that. Any questions on that? Otherwise, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Same sign. And the motion carries. We'll make that recommendation. That'll be up to council on the 27th of June. Thank you very much. All right, next we've got the CAS and Technical Assistance Program application.
Yes, very exciting. Our very first application under this program. Becca Berge, a local resident. If you don't know her from her photography business, she's also the genius behind Rise Above Baking Company and her delicious baked goods. So this application is for her photography business, Forever You Studios. So she's identified a need for more like digital presence and marketing, and she's identified a service provider, which would be Izzy Waite, which she's based in Rochester actually, and so through this program, she'd be able to make some improvements to all of those online presence and things. Let's see, I can read. She's included her project scope of work in the application and everything, and the project benefit to her business goals. She said the project will support the growth and long-term sustainability of her photography business by creating a more professional, cohesive, and user-friendly brand presence. An updated website and refreshed branding will improve the client experience, strengthen online visibility, and help attract new clients while better reflecting the quality and style of my current work. These improvements will also allow me to market my services more effectively, increase booking opportunities, and continue growing my business within the local community and surrounding region. And then she did include an invoice. So the total project cost is $4,000. But per the terms of this program, you can request up to $1,000. So that's the amount of the request for this program. I did also recommend approval for this project. I do feel like it's a good fit for this program. Of course, I think it's in line with everything for the program and all of that. Let's see. Looks like the way that this Izzy Wade design person operates is she dedicates a whole week for 40 hours to put towards this project. So looks like it's not expected to happen until September. But that's fine. Should be fine.
I know that Becca is really involved in chamber things, and
She is, yeah.
How are we getting this word out to other people? Or how did she find out about it specifically?
Yeah, so she was at the chamber meeting the week after.
I'm just hoping we can get it out
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely, and that is my intention with everything. And I agree.
We were, earlier, this was the program we were talking about where I was suggesting, taking these flyers to the different service providers.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we do kind of bottleneck at the chamber.
That's what I'm kind of worried about, is we kind of get to that chamber level, and then if you're not,
So I think if you go to your, each of the local financial institutions, accountants, insurance, you maybe could go to KMTEL, and then I would maybe you can maybe go to an attorney as well in case they help with LLC filings. But those would be the places I would go to push it. And then you were talking a little bit about, do we stick it in utility bills or?
Yeah, and I think it seemed like the direction was to maybe not do that, but in favor of these other options.
I mean, personally, I think you're going to get more
Bang for your buck.
Yeah, and very few bucks spent, right? But I think I just know that with the number of times I have people come in with kind of very initial things, and then they ask me for that kind of help, and we're like, well, we can't. That's not what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice to be able to say, hey, you know what? You're in Casson. Here's a thing that could help you.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
What about social media?
Yeah, can totally do.
It's like a spot in Casson that Beth absolutely loves.
it's my favorite.
But putting it somewhere in the social media realm of just you don't want to flood yourself with 400 applicants that are from Rochester or whoever's on that. But it might be a good way to get local.
Yeah.
But have to be worded carefully.
I just want to make sure we're getting it. I love that Becca did this. She's the perfect, this is what we were looking for, and it fits the program so well. I just want to make sure we're getting that out there.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree.
Any questions for Ian? Otherwise, we'll be looking for a motion to approve.
Again, I think it fits the program. I think as long as you're good with the, because I assume we wouldn't pay the $1,000 until after or around the time that the project is done.
Right. So.
I mean, I'm fine with having it approved and sitting there, right? Like, we're not crossing fiscal years or anything, so.
No.
Not a big
So
deal.
that's why we ask for when they expect to have their project completed. So even though it wouldn't be until September, it'll still get completed during this year. So there's no issues with the grant funding and all of that. So the next step, assuming council is in favor and everything, I would have to reach out to this Izzy Waite person, and then, basically she has to, agree to receive the payment from us, the EDA, but it wouldn't happen until after the project is completed, and then she has to agree to basically sign off on the project completion summary, and then once we have that summary from Becca and we have evidence showing that she is paid for her responsibility, then we would submit the $1,000. So.
I guess I'm not familiar with Izzy Waite. Is that, does anyone else know?
I
Looked her
did.
up online. Looks like a.
Yeah,
she's got-
I was going to say, I just did a kind of a quick one, and
She's got a nice website.
yeah, she's
Looks nice, okay.
got plenty of good names for clients, so.
All right, yeah, so I mean, as long as we feel like the service
Legit,
provider
yeah.
is good, then I would, again, make a motion, following the staff recommendation of the $1,000, I guess being recommended for approval to the city council for the TAP program for Rebecca Berge.
All right, we've got a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All right, thanks, John. Second, any other questions? Otherwise, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. We'll move that recommendation for June 17th once again. All right, then we'll move into other business and open discussion. Does anyone have anything for the good of the EDA or the city today? Any questions, any comments? Anything? I know school's almost out, so it's going to be a transition seasonally here for all of us.
Just keep pushing those kindergartnens.
Right?
Tom has done his part.
One
If you're
coming.
not, if
What?
you're not sending me a kindergartner, please,
Please find one.
Please work
we
on
we
that.
think they're still out there. I mean, if you use all of the data we have, they're still out there. There's a misunderstanding that you can enroll your child in August and come to school. We really would love to know
Sure.
if they're coming.
Have you got your survey results back yet, Beth? Or when are you thinking of closing that down?
June 8th is the official. We will have a huge, we're having a board session just for that on the 15th. If there's any indication with the write-in ones that
Okay.
came in, very supportive community. Yeah, I mean, the usual responses, but the feedback is going to be good. We're going to use it for a lot of other things as well.
Okay.
Awesome. Anything else anybody has? Otherwise, right now, I don't know that we have too many items for the July meeting, so it's possible we might not have a July meeting. We'll see what comes if we get any more applications.
more
for
What
people.
happens in the summer?
Yeah, it does. So,
I won't be here.
well, there you go. Tom's not going to be here. We better not have a meeting, I guess, if Tom's not going to be here.
Motion to cancel.
Close her up.
Roger that.
Close up shop.
Close down the
I'm
town.
gonna put forward motions.
There you go, yeah. Well, I'm still waiting on the food. Okay, so somebody's got to, this restaurant over here has got to open up, right? Right over here by the plaza. I know I saw that the folks with the
Sandbox
coffee,
is opening.
Sandbox sent out like a subscription model they're using or something
Yeah,
like
that was
that. So I don't know too much about how that works, but I'd like to see something go in over here to have lunch at. So we got to keep working on that.
Yeah.
But
The cheers, $199 a month.
how many coffees does that get you?
See, I don't drink
Unlimited,
coffee.
but I don't know if I can drink that much coffee.
Do it for
Hook up to an IV.
I think people that probably drink it
And,
every
like, the
day,
limited
maybe
plate
it's,
per day or something, or I mean, something.
Yeah, it's
people
got
don't want to
times
be
with
that
extra
honest about what you spend on coffee, though. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew. If they had a Mountain Dew coffee box or something like
Imagine
that,
me
I'd
on
be in good
caffeine.
shape, but I can't do that coffee
Stop,
either.
it's
So,
not that scary.
all right. Well, thanks, everybody. If there's nothing else, then I will adjourn us with unanimous consent. Thank you very much, and have a great week.
Thank you.
Do you think the council is going to want a summary of our service?